Hi guys, welcome back to Bearded Reef. My name's Ross. Today we're going to take a look at my auto top-off system, which is the H2Ocean auto top-off. So today is the H2Ocean auto top-off, like I said. I've went with the compact ATO, which is actually really small in size. I'll show you in a bit. I have unboxed this and set it up in the tank. It's been running for a while. I wanted to do this video by giving you kind of a fair review of what I thought of the system, any good points, any bad points about it, and really just my opinion on the system. So a lot of people have asked the question, you know, what auto top off are you using? What one do you use for the Waterbox and so on? So it wasn't really something I was planning on doing this video, but we'll run through it anyway. I'll show you the features of it, what it does and so on, and we'll go from there. First things first, I will quickly run through what comes with the kit. So when you first get the kit, it comes obviously with the auto top off pump. It comes with a power adapter, which is quite good. It's got a kind of make and break connection. I'll show you that. It comes with a little tube holder which holds the actual return tube onto the aquarium. It comes with, I think it's about 200 centimetres of tubing, more than enough for what I needed, more than enough for what most people will need, I'd imagine. And it comes with a little siphon break. Now that's really important to put that in. Basically stops it siphoning back out your aquarium. So yeah, we'll run through some of the features and I'll show you how I've got mine set up. Probably slightly different from some folk, but I'll show you mine anyway. Okay, I'll bring you back to the tank now. So I've changed the lighting spectrum here just for the video so you can see things a bit easier. I know the blues sometimes disappear. So we'll start at the business end, if you want to call it that. And this is where I've got the sensor here. You can see the little green sensor in the back there. So that has a kind of dual sensor on it. It's an optic sensor, so there's no moving parts or anything on it. The lower sensor is the ATO level sensor, and the upper sensor is the fail-safe. So it kind of gives you a fail-safe as to if your level starts to rise and so on. Now, one of the two biggest problems I see with this is it doesn't have any audible alarm. Now, it does have a visible alarm, so it'll start flashing if A, the level gets too high, or B, if the level in your actual top-up vessel is too low. That's great if you're going to spend time looking at the light on the tank. I don't know anybody that would sit and do that. So yeah, it's not really something that I think is a great thing. There should be an audible alarm in my opinion, but maybe that's something to look at in the future. So I'll actually take this sensor out and just show you it a bit closer up so you can see what it is. Okay, so I've lifted the sensor out of the tank here so you can see. I don't know if this camera's going to focus properly or not on it, but that is basically a sensor which sits on the inside of the tank, like so. It's got a magnetic backing on it, so the magnet will pick up on that and you can just put it between the glass. I think it works on most of the nano tanks. Mine's like 6mm. I'll double check that and find out what actual thickness it works in the tanks, but yeah, it works perfectly on this one. So as you can see, there's two kind of prongs on this. So the bottom one is the actual level sensor, the top one's the fail-safe. No moving parts, very small. Just keep this clean, that's the kind of thing. My weekly water changes and so on, I just give this a quick clean, make sure everything's alright. So that's the actual sensor itself, and we'll go to the pump now. Okay, this is what I've had to do with my pump set up here. So as you can see, I've just got a food safe container. I drilled a couple of holes in the top of it there, one for the power cable and one for the actual water tubing. I marked up just the increments on it of what kind of size, amount of litres of water, sorry, so that I know how many litres I'm using roughly a week. Now this tank here, the Waterbox 15, in my house seems to be using round about the 5 litres a week kind of mark, around about that. So that was Sunday I changed that, so that's used 4 litres in 6 days. So yeah, it just really depends on your house, the temperature and so on. But I seem to be using kind of 4.5 litres, 5 litres a week, depending on what the weather's like, what the house temperature's like and so on. Now, as you can see, I've got the 2 RO containers here. These are designed to fit inside the lids of these containers, but this pump doesn't. Now, I've no idea why it doesn't. I can't explain why it doesn't. It just doesn't fit. I'll take this out and I'll show you, try to go in the top of these containers, just in case you're planning on using this auto top off for going straight in the container. Mine doesn't fit. Now, I have seen some people doing it. I have no idea how they do it. They might shave down the pump a bit, I'm not quite sure, but I wasn't going to that effort, so I just used this food safe tub here, like I said. Yep, I'll take the pump out and I'll run through that and show you actually the size of it. Okay, back underneath the cabinet now. So as you can see, this is the pump here. It's the DD H2Ocean. So what happens with this is I've cut a length of this pipe. Now I know that that is always going to be underwater. What you do need to be careful of is that you fit the anti-siphon. So that is the anti-siphon there. So I've cut that, which I know is always above the height of the water, so that allows the siphon to flow back down into the water container. Now, like I say, this is the kind of second biggest problem with this that I see. So these are designed and sold as that you can fit them in most RO water containers. So this is just a small 10 litre container that I've got here. As you can see, far too big to go in there. It's never going to fit in that one. So the 10 litre containers are a definite write-off. Now, this is one of the bigger ones, the 25 litre ones. Now, as you can see, it kind of gets stuck at an angle. Now, I could probably force that in there if I really wanted to. My biggest worry is how we would get that back out of there. I take this container up to my local fish shop to get my RO water, so I really need that to come in and out. As it stands, that's not going to come out of there in a hurry. Like I say, I probably could force it. I think it might just go if I'd done that, but it's not really ideal. I mean, I would have liked it just to have dropped in kind of that way, but it doesn't fit. So for ease, I just got one of these containers here. I think it's labelled, I'm pretty sure it was Amazon I got it from, but I think it's sold on Amazon as being a 10 litre. So I've actually measured it out, done all the markings on it here, and I can only get 8 litres up to that mark there. So not quite the 10 litres it was advertised as, but 8 litres. Like I say, I'm only using 4 to 5 litres a week. I do my weekly water change anyway, so I don't mind when I'm doing the weekly water change just topping up that. Yeah, so I'll connect this back up and I'll join you in a minute. Okay folks, so that's everything connected back up again. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and turn this back on, and you'll see now what's going to happen here is it is above the water line, so I'll turn this back on again and you should see it start to top up again. So I turn it on, you get the blue and red LED which indicates that it's powering up, initialising. Then the water level, that's the pump starting now, you can see, and that's it stopped. So I believe what this will do is the very first time that you switch it on, however long that runs for, kind of is the maximum that it will run for. So as you can see, that's now flowing again, so it'll top up until that bottom prong of the sensor is covered. Obviously you can adjust the height to suit kind of what you want, but that's what we do. While we're here, I'll just quickly show you, that's my chamber 1 where I've got the filter floss. Chamber 2, I've got in the bottom of chamber 1, I've got the max spec bio balls, filter floss in the cup at the top. Chamber 2, I've got more max spec bio balls, and I have some activated carbon in there as well. Then chamber 3, I've got my auto top off detector, I've got my actual heater itself, my thermometer for the heater controller, and here is the auto top off hose coming through. So yeah, that's pretty much my system. Due a water change tomorrow, need to clean the glass and so on here, but that's basically it. As you can see, the clowns are in here from my last video, still doing well. So yeah, I'll run through a couple of the kind of features of the auto top off and just show you that, and hopefully that's everything that I've kind of covered, I would imagine. Okay, so one of the things I touched on earlier was the the overfill protection. So it does have a microchip in it which monitors the refilling time, and it visually alarms if it goes, I think it's 6 times longer than the first refilling time. So for example, if you take 10 seconds for your first fill after you've switched it on, then if the pump runs for 60 seconds, shall we say, 6 times longer, then it will give a visual alarm. This is the part I don't like. I prefer an audible alarm on this. You might not always be sitting there able to see the tank, so an audible alarm would be much better if there was another version of this coming out, but it gives a visual alarm anyway. So it'll detect if there's a malfunction on the sensor or the controller, but it also detects if the reservoir is empty. So if the pump starts to run dry, it'll start flashing on that one as well. So it is a really good system. A couple of downfalls being the size of the pump and the fact there's no audible alarm. Like I say, it does have the visual alarms in it. Now I'll see if I can find here in the manual. I've just got this here. So the visual alarms, if you need to know that. So like I say, when it switches on, it'll flash between red and blue. That's just its initialization, so that's nothing to worry about. Normal kind of running operations, which is the blue LED, it looks a bit green because it's got a green housing on it, but if it's solid, that means it's powered on, it's healthy, it's ready to operate. When it starts to flash, that means that it's going to be filling up, so you'll then see the water flowing into the tank. If it flashes really quickly for a short time, that means one of the fail-safe sensors is operated. So that's when either the water levels rose too much or the pump's running dry. If you get a red LED flashing, now that's something I've never ever seen, but that means that either there's kind of bubble interference with it, or there's an overfill, or the reservoir is empty again. So if you clean the sensor or move it away from any bubbles or so on, that should stop that, or refill the reservoir when it gets empty, that also stops it. Yeah, well, that's kind of a run through of that. Check out the clownfish again, and I don't think there's really much more to show you on that one. Okay, so that kind of rounds up things for the auto top off. I think I've covered everything that I kind of needed to cover there with you. If anybody does have any questions on the auto top off system, anything you think that I've missed out or think that I could answer a bit better, let me know. I'll reply to the comments as much as I can, and hopefully it will help you out. Like I say, great bit of kit, much better than standing topping off the water every day with RO water. That's what I done at the start with this tank, and I was at the tank every single day topping up the water. So now I can go a week without worrying about it. A kind of general review to the end would be my two kind of negatives to this is the fact that it doesn't have an audible alarm, and the fact that it doesn't fit in the standard RO water containers. Now if you have managed to get it to fit in, if you could let me know, was it a case of just forcing it in and leaving it there, or is there another way to do it? I've had a try, can't get it to go in mines. It is a standard 25 litre water containers I've got, so I'm not quite sure why that is. Anyway, other than that, brilliant bit of kit, saves you so much time having to top up. You don't need to worry about it, you just top up that reservoir when you're doing your water change. It's exactly what I wanted, so it works really well. I would definitely recommend them if you're looking for one. Perfect thing for the smaller nano tanks. I don't know about the bigger tanks, how well it would perform with that, but for the nano tanks it works really, really well. So once again guys, thanks very much for watching the video. Appreciate all the support I've had off everybody. Channel seems to have been doing quite well, everybody seems to be enjoying the content, so if you are enjoying it, let me know. If you've got any kind of comments or any questions, let me know. Put them in the description below and I'll reply to all the comments. If you've any suggestions for any future videos you'd like to see, let me know. You can drop me a message on Instagram at bearded.reef, or you could leave it in the comments down below. Again, my Instagram is probably updated just a bit quicker than what the YouTube is, just for the time it takes to do the videos, so most of my updates will go on Instagram first and then they'll be on YouTube. So yeah, thanks again guys. If you could like and subscribe, that would be brilliant. Subscribing to the video just takes seconds, but it means so much to me. Lets me know you guys are watching the videos and enjoying them, so if you could subscribe, that'd be brilliant. But yeah, thanks very much for watching guys, take care, stay safe, bye bye.